All right, welcome back. We are cruising back into these best ball streets. Here on Underdog, we will bring you 2 drafts, looking to get a little board in as well as a big board today. Yeah, because why? We are going bargain shopping for some of our best value picks, guys who are going to go barely drafted. We're here to reveal those selections today. Yeah, it's your boy, Young Moolah, here at GAB Sports. Thank you for joining us once again. We appreciate each and every one of you come in and support our channel here at GAB Sports. And yeah, we're just going to go jump right into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with our intro into the show. Be back in 1.5.
We rise, we rise, we rise. Oh, we climb, we climb, we climb. Oh, this time, so we go. Victory on our mind. God work, push, go. God work, push, go. Let's see how I start this shift. We in this game, serving a strategic purpose. Went from underground, now I've reached the surface. When we claim the chip, it ain't a fluke, you know we worked for this. New breed, superhero, a hybrid dragon, plus Michael Jordan breathing fire into this game. In the air, I'm steady floating, destined for this role. Since my birth years, golden best ballin' for life. It's moolah on a mission. Tommy hot takes analysis, on point delivered with precision. Setting moves to this game, invoking martial law. Going all out, we won't stop. Win, lose, or draw. Oh, we rise, we rise, we rise. Oh, we climb, we climb, we climb. This time, sire, we go. Victory on our mind. Joe slow harmony chant. Joe slow harmony chant. Joe slow harmony chant. Victory on our mind. Try some low harmony chant. Work, push, go. Giant work, push, go. Let's see how I start this. What we in this game, serving a strategic purpose. Went from underground, now I've reached the surface. When we claim the chip, it ain't a fluke, you know we work for this. New breed, superhero, a hybrid dragon, plus Michael Jordan breathing fire into this game. In the air, I'm steady floating, destined for this role. Since my birth year is golden.
Yes. We got the new fire intro. And as you know, we are gentle and blissful, gifted and beautiful, generous and benevolent, and most appreciatively, we are grateful and blessed. Guidelines to achieve and build GAB Sports. It's your boy, Young Moolah. And yes, we are going to take you along this journey for our mission for Moolah. Yeah, where we come at you with no cap, no fillers, no chase, no fluff, just straight game, straight knowledge on how to get to that money. And so what we're going to be talking about today and enacting in our drafts, which we will get to shortly, are our strategy late in these drafts. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are kind of looking at some of the same guys over and over and over, and that's fine. If you really believe, go ahead and take your stances. I have some pretty strong late stances as well, but I'm also following a tip. Shout out to the Badge Bros over there at Underdog, because they told us to scroll the fuck down, right? You got to learn how to get the dudes who are going to make a difference if they hit when nobody else got them, right? And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're enacting. That's what we're incorporating here in our strategies. Fantasy Football Garage, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate you. And yeah, subscribe to Fantasy Football Garage. Yeah, I'll subscribe to all the guys over there. I got to make sure I'm subscribing to you as well. I think I am, but let me just double check when I get off here. Yes, support all the streamers out here in this industry. And I'll be checking out your show with Blunt as well coming up. I hear you got a show, so we'll check that out as well. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and look at some of these bargain basement ADPs, right? Late in the drafts here, and I think we can uncover some starters, right? That's what it's all about. Some guys who are going to get on the field. If you get on the field, you got a chance to produce, especially in some certain situations. You could be trailing in games a lot on some of these bad teams, or you could just be one of the top players on a bad team, right? Because there's a lot of bad teams, and that's where we're kind of going with this. There's some teams that are projected to be bad. They got a lot of voids here, such as the Miami Dolphins, right? And so if you're looking to fill some of those voids, some people are going to have to step up and get some targets, right? So somebody's got to get the ball. So why not draft some of these guys who have to get the ball, right? You got starting quarterbacks out here who people are just dismissing, who I am not going to dismiss. If you've checked out the thumbnail, you can see that I am a Shedeur guy. And so we're going shopping for these dudes late in the drafts to fortify our rosters with guys who are undervalued and guys who can produce, right? Because they'll be on the field. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into a draft right now. We're not going to waste any time here at GAB Sports. We're just going to jump into one of these drafts. I want to get into a little board. So let's look at the little board first. Yeah, we're going to look at a little board. All right. And let's go ahead and share our screen here and see what these streets are looking like. No, we're going up against some streamers already who are probably in some of these drafts and concluding their drafts and the shows. But hey, we jumping right in the mix too, man. And we're looking for some softer fields. So hopefully some of these dudes out here got their streams going and the draft's already underway, and we can find that next draft, right? We can get into that next draft. I usually always have to enter on my phone. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Enter on the phone and to a little board. Yeah, let's do a little board. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're entered into the little board. Let's see what we got. 4 more to start. Let's go ahead and be patient. Hopefully this fills here at some point. And that would be great if this can fill here shortly. We're going to wait it out. But yeah, I think there's a advantage that we can get by going later into these drafts with some plays that many people won't be selecting, right? And by doing that, hey, let's see, why is my thing all blurry? Maybe I gotta amp up the camera. Let's try that. Amp up the lighting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll go ahead and rock it. Rock with it. Hope he clears up here shortly. But let's go with, let's see what our draft looks like. It's only 4, right? 4 to go. Join the little board out here. Get us into a little board. That's really what I want. Oh, I only have 1 hour left on one of my slows. Let me go ahead and take care of that. Definitely want to do that. I want to get timed out here in the 10th round. Oh, they're giving me Jadarian Price at 112. We'll gladly take that one in a little board. Yeah. Let's go, little board. Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. Checking in. Let's see who we got. We got my guy, Who Hames. Love this guy. Go ahead and subscribe to Who Hames. I know there's not a lot of you watching at this point, but I'll continue to say that. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome, Hugh Hames. Thank you for stopping by. And our guy, Bukowski. Thank you for coming in and checking in. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button if you will, please. And yeah, I've jumped into a little board. So if you guys want in, feel free. Let's do it. I got about 4 little boards to go, maybe. So I'm trying to get some of those out of the way here. But yeah, I was talking about these values we can get. Okay, it's starting to feel. It's only 2 to go. We can get later in these drafts who guys aren't really looking at right now, and that's what I'm focusing on. So I think I can give us an edge if you stumble across some of these teams that have these vacuums of targets available, right? The Miami Dolphins, right? You got the Cleveland Browns, who a lot of people are dismissing, and who I am just going to jump full bore on here these last few drafts. I think I got, how much Shedeur do I have anyway? If I look at how much Shedeur I have, we got 65 drafts combined. The quarterback spot. Oh, he's our highest owned guy. Wouldn't you know it? We got 30% Shedeur already, and we'll take that. Coming in as a very late pick. I like this guy over Rodgers actually this year. I think Rodgers and Shedeur's passing yards will be pretty even. Maybe Rodgers has a few more touchdowns, possibly. But then the difference could be in Shedeur's not a great runner, but he can run. So I think that could be one of the differences where that is made up and giving Shedeur a slight edge over a guy like Rodgers, in my estimation, is that he'll run for a little bit more and probably for a few touchdowns as well. Got to get the green tea to invigorate the soul, clean out the pores. We drink green tea out here, man. California lifestyle that I live, man. Yeah, we green tea in it, man. Green tea in it, sunshine, all the above. Avocados on our toast. Yeah, avocado toast, man. I didn't like it for a while. Well, I never tried it. And then I finally tried it. I was like, oh, man, this is pretty good. Some avocado toast. Who would have thought? And I got an avocado tree, so that works out well. Okay, so come on, one more guy. One more. Let's do it. Let's get it going, man. One person to go. So I can go ahead and do what I do, walk it how I talk it, and go ahead and get some of these value. Bargain hunting today is the theme, as we are looking for guys who are not getting drafted. I mean, yeah, that's basically the bottom line. I've identified several guys who I'm going to go ahead and look at in this first draft here. And we're going to go ahead and get some of these guys. Yep, we will do that. Thank you for joining us. As soon as you come in, go ahead and smash the like button. I forgot to put in a poll question today, but we'll go ahead and do that tomorrow, as I plan on also coming back tomorrow for another. You jumped in? All right. So that means we're ready to go, right? Let's see. Oh, still waiting on one. All right, let's refresh. We'll get one here shortly in this little board. Waiting for one. Yeah, I've been getting too many 12 picks. Here we go. We're filled up. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I got the 12th pick. I jinxed myself. I knew it. That's all right. We got the 12th pick and another draft here. That's fine. We'll go ahead and make it work. So where you at, Bukowski? Which slot did you get? Four spot? All right. Got Bukowski in the 4 hole. Let's go ahead and do this, Brutus. Get it cracking like jacking the box. All right. So Bukowski, there you go. Yeah, I see you. The number 4 hole. All right, and I don't recognize too many of these names, which is perfectly fine. I like to get in drafts where I don't really know other people, and they don't know me. So that's great. And we can hopefully get some of the things we want to get, because I do have a particular strategy I'm going to invoke here on this turn. I don't mind picking on the turn. It's just that I got so many of them. But when I'm on the turn, I'll do things a little unconventional. It's easier to do it from the turn because you just got 2 picks at a time. I can just combo guys who people aren't comboing, and I can just double tap a certain position. I can do a lot of different things that gets me unique while also being competitive, not sacrificing too much value. Because some of these rounds, frankly, are kind of the same, right? If you're looking at the 4th round, there aren't guys in the 4th who are really different. Early round versus late round 4th. pretty much the same guys. Second round, pretty much the same guys. Just because a guy has an ADP of 22 and another guy has an ADP of 13, same tier. By and large, they're going to be the same tier of players. So mixing up these combos is something that I don't have a problem doing because I think they're all in the same group anyway. So I'm definitely going to do something a little different here. I hope I can do what I want to do. My first choice. We got Bukowski starting off with Puka. Yeah, I haven't been getting much of the 3-4 myself, so I'm kind of low on those shares of those kind of guys, Puka and Chase. I do want to hopefully get some more. And, you know, it just all comes down to if they're going to randomly give me those spots, right? Up in one spot. And we got what we want here. Yeah, we're going with teammates. The Genty Bowers combo, as you see him, I'm decked out in full Raiders gear today. We're going Homer Town with this one, but also because I believe it can work. We aren't just going Homer Town because we're Raiders fans. We're going with these picks because we know these two dudes can both smash on the same team. And when they have those big games, hopefully it's when we need it the most, weeks 15, 16, 17. Hopefully we can get to those spots. Or I'll take it in week 14. A lot of people undervalue that week 14 is a big week, right? Because you go into that week 14 a lot of times and there's a slim margin between you advancing or not advancing. Having a big week 14 can really put your mind at ease and advance you into that postseason. So sometimes you got to be looking out week 14. Once we figure out these schedules, hey, man, if you got a brutal week 14, maybe slide over to somebody who doesn't. Because week 14 often is a determining week on your fantasy season here in these best ball streets. Because if you don't get past week 14, you can't get to the money, right? So we got to get past week 14. And so I don't mind if my guys explode that week. And a lot of times there'll be teams who have that bye week, week 14. I mean, I don't know why they're doing that these days, but as far as the NFL, they're putting the bye week that damn late into the season. Week 14, you're forgetting a bye. It's only like 4 weeks to go. So they should kind of maybe condense these bye weeks, you know, maybe from week 6 to like 12. Just put more teams on bye per week, right? Sometimes there's only 2 teams on a bye. It's like, whoa, what does that? Why is 2 teams this week, 5 teams this week, 4 teams, 3 teams? Just put them in a condensed period where nobody has a big edge by getting this week 14 bye, right? You got a late bye. That's a big edge to get a late bye week. If you're an NFL team, you know, you kind of getting tired and then you get this late bye week, give you a little energy down the stretch. Yeah, they need to address that. But they won't, of course. The NFL never does stuff that makes sense, right? They're trying to add another game, right? And add another game to the schedule. How you going to add a 18th game to the schedule? Very low on Puka. Yeah. 8%. Yeah, you got more than me even, buddy. But, yeah, you're with the field at least because that's kind of the average amount people are going to have based on their ability to get certain draft slots. So 8% is fine and dandy. Having any more is great. Having a lot less could put you in a bind. Because Puka's one of those dudes, right? He just goes off, man. And I would like to get some more, but we'll see. Coming up on the third pick, let's see what our guy Bukowski has going for himself. He's got running back, wide receiver, Chase Brown, Puka, right? Don't hate that. Adds with another Ram spot, a Ram share, Kyron Williams to pair with Puka Nakua. That might be pretty good pairing there. Not a lot of people may have that in these kind of contests right now based on their ADPs. So that's a good pairing there. Don't mind going with teammates because I just did it as myself. We went with the Raiders duo. We're looking for superheroes. Yeah. Because we're a new breed superhero. A hybrid dragon plus Michael Jordan. Breathing fire into this game. In the air, I'm steady floating. Destined for this role since my birth year is GOAT. And yeah, That's what we're saying in our new intro. Oh, we got Bucky Irving. I don't know, man. He's scaring me lately. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going with the step. The stud in every position. We're going to round it out with Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Skinny Stack, giving us the step start here. Stud in every position. We got a stud quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Stud running back, Ashton Genty. Stud wide receiver, Zay Flowers. And a stud, super stud, nut stud, Brock Bowers tight end. Yeah, stud in every position. That's what we call it. And yeah, let's see what we can do from here. I can go a multitude of ways with this type of a build. That's what I like starting off sometimes with these strategies, with this type of build, because now I can go a multitude of ways. Let's look at the board. Through 4. We got our guy Bukowski at the 4 hole with Puka, Chase Brown, Kyron, Curly Fry right in the middle, going with a 0 RB. I don't hate that. And I actually like it. Coming out of the middle, too, you can kind of get some different combos if you pull up a guy here or there. He's got the double Detroit Lions. So he's starting off very unique in that. Well, unique in the strategy. The combination may not be quite as unique as some guys toward the end could have this as well. The double Lions plus Drake London and Higgins, it lines up in the 10th through 9th, 10th, 11th spot as well. But I like it. I do like it. And let's see how he does it the rest of the way. If he's going to stick GRB or not. Let's see. Some guys kind of, take an alternate course right around 5th, 6th round, which I tend to not like to do. I was on with Nice and Blunt last night, my guy. Nice and Blunt. We did a draft. And I felt you getting a little antsy, man. So we went with a Swift in the 5th. So, but that's fine. You could work with that one too. But I tend to try to go all out 0 RB and continue down that path. Get about 5, 6 different players other than the running back position. He's got 5 receivers. He's heading it down the path strong. Let's see what they're doing at the number 1 spot. He went Hero RB in the number 1 spot with Fisher. Our guy Bukowski added Carnell Tate. Oh, heavy on Tate, huh? That's pretty quick to bring him up there. But yeah, if he gets a nice spot, I'm hoping he goes to the Saints. What about you? Get a little different? Yep. That's right, man. You got to be a little different sometimes. Pulling up a couple guys here or there. We're on deck. Let's get back to early stacking with the Rams, Bukowski. All right, so let's see what we want to do from this. Oh, we're getting 2 backs at a pretty good price tag. We're going to go with Harrison as one of our picks for sure. Then we're going to take Swift. Or should we go Scatterball? We'll decide after our Harrison pick. Yeah, I think the Harrison's going to bounce back this year. Swift, Scatterball. I think we're going to take Scatterball. We got plenty of Swift shares, but very few Scatterball shares. So at this price, I don't mind taking Scatterball. I just don't want him to get cooked with a Jeremiah Love selection from his New York Giants. That will definitely not be good for all the Scatterball shares out there. But I'm under the field, so it won't hurt me as much. But all you Scatterball truthers, you are praying they don't take Jeremiah Love number 5, right? But even if they don't take Jeremiah Love, they're going to draft somebody. It could be in the 3rd, 4th round, which Scatterball was a 4th rounder, right? So if he's got to compete with another guy in the 4th round, 3rd, 4th round they bring in, yeah, it's not Jeremiah Love, but that can still cut into his usage as well. So I don't be celebrating just because they don't take Jeremiah Love. They still might turn around in round 3 and take, an explosive dude or something. Somebody with some juice, and they come in and compete with Scatterball already. So But we'll go ahead and add a share here. Just on the outcome that they don't really address it. Maybe they just bring in a 5th, 6th rounder. Guy on the level of the Tyrone Tracy, who probably won't come in and compete right away. All right. So coming out of the 12-0, we got Lamar, Genty, Scattable, Flowers, Harrison, Brock Bowers in our step build. So let's check out the board. Coming toward the turn, our guy Kelsey went with Jaylen Hurts, Harold Fannin, Burrow. Oh, Jaden Daniels. Wow, he got the Jaden Daniels McLaurin out of the 1 hole. What? They allowed that to occur? I should have been picking in the 1 hole. Yeah, he got a Christmas gift early. Oh, I like that team. Out of the 1 hole. Looking very strong, Fisher. Yep. Jordan Tyson, a guy I like as well, who I really want to start getting some more shares of. Not sure how many I got now, but I know I'm usually right around the field on all of these rookie receivers. The receiving crew, I'm pretty much at or below the field on all of them. There's not one receiver I can think of in this class that I would be overweight on. And I'm certain that I'm not. So it's pretty much underweight or field with these rookies receivers for me. I do have some of the backs well over the field, including my guy JP, Jadarian Price. I got a boatload of him. And so we are betting on some of these rookie running backs. All right, we got a 1-2-2-1 build. We can go a multitude of ways. We are definitely not adding a quarterback with this strategy, nor a tight end. So look at Pearsall. We got Monangai. Our guy Price we can pull up. We're going with Pearsall as one of our guys. And to continue our Arizona theme, we're going to go ahead and tap on Algier with Marvin Harrison. Get a friendly little team stacker. Continue our 1-3-3-1 balance build. And so we added Pearsall and Algier. So we got some NFC West correlation as well as some team building, team stacking with Algier, Harrison. Who knows? Maybe we can get a friendly price on Jacoby Brissett, who will fit our strategy of bargain hunting, right? We're looking for some bargains late in the draft. So let's see if we can tack him on late, because I'm not going to reach for a guy like that. We'll just go ahead and hope he falls to a certain value. So we're not even worried about where he's at in the ADP yet. But let's go to ADP, because that's where we need to be. I don't want you guys to get too big of a glimpse of my rankings in this draft, because my rankings are going to determine what I'm going to do more often than not. All right. Bukowski on the clock. He got my other share of Arizona, Michael Wilson. So am I gonna have to battle you with Jacoby? Yeah. I'll let you have him if you want to jump, man, because I'm not jumping. I will not jump for that guy. But I'll gladly take him if he's there at a reasonable price. Okay, where's our guy who went 0 RB? Curly Fry. Okay, let's see what it's did. 5 straight receivers, 6 straight receivers. Good for you, man. Then he got Jaylen 1 and 7. A true 0 RB build coming from our guy Curly Fry right down the middle in the 7 hole. Yep, he got Amon-Ra, Drake London, T. Higgins, J-Mo, Adunze, Makai Lemon, Jalen Warren Dart. I can imagine who I think you're getting here or targeting. Let's see if you can get it. Probably will. You should. Should be able to get it out of that spot. 103. Stafford off the board to our guy Bukowski with the Puka Kyron Will stack. Yep. Makes sense. Makes a bunch of sense. Nice pickup. You got a running quarterback in Hurts, pocket passer in Stafford. Good duo to have. They complement one another pretty well. Okay. Saints or Chiefs? I like the Saints as far as stacking. Yeah, because I think the prices, I guess they're about the same. You got to take Olave compared to Rashee Rice or Kenneth Walker actually in the second round. So, and then you get the next guy, I guess, for either team is who? I'm not a worthy guy. Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is kind of not in my book. Yeah, I like the Saints mainly because they're a little cheaper. Oh, I'm on the clock. Let me get something here going before I time out. Oh, Jadarian. We'll gladly take him. He stayed in my queue the whole time. We'll take Jadarian Price. And then we'll go with a guy. Are we going to pull up a guy? I'm going to pull up a guy that we love here in Matthew Golden, getting another share. I pull him up to the other side of the board because he goes basically on the other side. Pulled him up pretty good, 14, 15 picks. We don't mind doing that every once in a while because it's also reaching season here in these best ball streets over here on Underdog. As you come in, please take your time. Go ahead and smash the like button, if you will. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to our channel if you aren't already. Appreciate your support each and every day. We can't do this without you guys out here in this best ball community, giving us the love that we need, that we kind of need to keep going. Appreciate you. You almost took Price instead of Stafford. I know. Yeah, Price is one of these guys who, if he gets in that, whoever gets in that Seattle spot, because they're going to draft a back, probably second round, maybe late first. But I look for them maybe to trade out of the first. Makes a lot of sense. Trade back to some team who might want to get, they got their eyes on a player, receiver, quarterback, or whatever. They trade into that last pick there in the first round and give Seattle a little bit more capital and also an early second round pick and where they can pick their back, right? And get Mike Washington, Jadarian Price, any of those guys in that area where they feel that fit their scheme. And I think both of those guys fit that scheme pretty good. And so if one of these guys ends up in that spot, I'm looking pretty good. I got pretty good shares of both of those guys. Pretty high on both Jadarian Price and Mike Washington right now. Yep. Okay, so where are we going to go with this one? These next picks coming up. Let's see what our guy in the middle is doing. Did he deviate some more? Curly Fry. He's on the clock. He did get golf, which I thought he had to take there because you didn't know if he would come back. So he's building a very good correlated team. Does he have a stack with Dart? Not really, but Dart is one of those guys you can tack on a player or two later as well. But even if you go naked with a Dart, it's fine. Charbonnet sighting. Okay. Mike Washington, good pick. Bukowski. And let's see what we want to do. Our pick is coming up. We got the smooth 1441 build. I'm going to take a guy who who our guy Curly Flyer might have thought he was going to get, but you're not going to get him. I'm pulling another guy up. Isaiah Likely. I like Isaiah Likely. We got a Scatterbo as well, too. So we don't mind doing that. And we're going to go Jaden Higgins as well. Jaden Higgins, Isaiah Likely. I'm really high on Likely. I think his ADP should be right around here anyway. So I don't mind pulling him up. So, yeah, we don't want Andrews. Yeah, we don't. We want Likely. on the new team. We think he'll outperform all these guys who are still available at the tight end spot. Guys like Strange, Sadiq, Goddard, Javon, I'm taking likely to outperform all of those guys. And so our tight end room is complete with Bowers likely. Unless we want to do something a little different at the end. There's one guy. You might have saw my thumbnail and didn't recognize who that is. Yeah, that's a tight end who I will be drafting in these later drafts here that of mine. I've already started to tack on a guy like that because those Miami Dolphins have a big vacuum to fill. I mean, there's a target vacuum, right? There's nobody there. I mean, of course, they're going to bring in some guys via the draft, maybe a couple guys in free agency. We'll see. Good old green tea. All right. So let's see what else we got going here. Let's look at the board. All right, let's expand the board out. Give a big glimpse. Big overview glimpse of the board. And we saw one guy went 0 RB. Another guy went hero out of the 1. Our guy Bukowski, pretty standard build, pretty strong. Wouldn't call it a double hero, but, kind of. Got an anchor. Got a double anchor. Double anchor strategy. YUUNGMOOLAHH with the step, stud in every position. The double hero out of W, the G. All right, we'll come down the middle again. Our guy, Curly Fry, with the Sadiq pick. He goes Chris Rodriguez, who's gaining a lot of steam here, rightfully so. We're up in 2 picks. All right, let's see. Is our quarterback still here? All right, we got to take him now, man. Going with Jacoby Brissett and Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. Let's go W the thug, W thig, W the thee, W the G. All right. We'll go ahead and do that. Adding Jeudy, who could be an underrated, undervalued player this year in that Cleveland offense, which will be orchestrated by Todd Monken. Very underrated guy. Let's see what he does as he has his own show. He's running his own show now. He doesn't have to answer to another coach on the field as to what he's doing. So I'm interested to see, is he going to be a little bit more daring? Is he going to be a little bit more aggressive? And they may surprise this year, right? I mean, because this is an unknown. This is a true unknown situation. This guy's never been a coach before. Sure, he's been an OC, but when you're a coach, sometimes you just really take command and like, hey, man, I'm going to run this thing my way. And so I don't know. He could be pass happy for all I know. We don't know. If they address that run game, maybe he has a good balance because they have a good defense. So Cleveland is one of those teams that competes, right? You don't just go in there and blow those dudes out with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and the boys on defense. They hang in games, right? I mean, they beat Pittsburgh down the stretch. They played tough with a lot of teams. And so they have the potential. If they fix that line, they have the potential to be in some games and get some things going on offense. Their defense is going to turn the ball over, get them the ball back. And so this could be a surprise team in my eyes, the Cleveland Browns. So everybody's dismissing, right? It's the Shedeur hate, which seems to be rampant. I don't know why. People hate Shedeur, though. Has a lot to do with his swag, maybe, which, I don't mind a dude having some swag, having some confidence. This guy comes from Deion, man. If you come from Deion, man, you're going to have some swag. So let him just do his little swag, and we see what happens on the field. But this guy's got some talent, man. Don't dismiss that Shedeur is not talented, because that's not true. So we'll see how this plays out this year, because I am loaded up with 29% Shedeur already. And yeah, we're not looking back. We're just adding even more. So my bags are packed. Let's see what our running back room is looking like. We got Genty, Scatterable, Algier, Price. Pretty satisfied with that one. I can tack on some guys late, and I don't need to panic here. Coming up in 9 picks. Let's see what's going on in the chat. We got our guy, Dynasty Savvy. Go ahead and smash that like button, buddy, if you will, on your way in. Appreciate you. The Barry Sanders. This is Woodson, man. Rob Woodson. Oh, you mean in the back? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Barry Sanders. Yeah, and that's the best running back of all time. Barry Sanders. No doubt about it. I don't think he gets his just due as being the greatest of all time. Well, thank you, man. You're building one too. Yep, I like your build out of the 3 hole, out of the 4 hole, and mine out of the 12. Sometimes, yeah, you get lucky, man, and the draft kind of flows your way because people can snipe you and ruin your plans. But when I'm on the 12, I usually can get my way because I'm going to pull up some dudes. And it can be fruitful, or you never know. We'll see how it works out. In the end, teams that look good sometimes don't finish good. Do we want to go with Chimere, DK? Yeah, doesn't look like too many other guys that I would be interested in other than him at the receiver spot. Katron Allen. Let's just look strictly at running back. I think we're going to pull up Braylon. We're going to do Braylon then. Just in case. I'm not ruling out a potential move of Breece Hall still. We don't know, right? What if we hit a snag in the contract negotiation? They say, oh, man, this guy's asking for too much money. We don't want to give this kind of money. And they trade him. Because draft day is when a lot of things happen where people are trading for picks, and guys get traded on draft day. So be on the lookout for some draft day trades of some players that we might not be expecting to get moved right now. And I put Breece Hall in that category, right? Yeah, he signed the franchise, or he got franchised or whatever. But guys signing that franchise tag, they're not happy because they want some long-term generational money, right? So if they can't come to an agreement on a contract, sometimes you get traded that day, right as you're drafting. Hey, we make a trade, Breece Hall for a second and a third next year or something like that. And then all of a sudden, he's on the move. And then guess what? That elevates a guy like Braylon Allen into a spotlight role, where he could shine behind that offensive line. It's a very good run blocking line. They weren't great in pass blocking, but run blocking is a very good line. A lot of young guys. They've invested a lot into that offensive line. So it's a team that could easily succeed in certain aspects, right? They're not going to be a great team, but who knows? The Jets could surprise. But they will be able to maybe run the ball this year at a pretty decent clip. Yeah. Washington. Oh, Mike Washington or yeah, Mike Washington. You got Mike Washington, right? Yeah. That's a good pick. Yeah. I like that one. And so as we're coming down into what round now? 17th round, winding down in this little board. I got a 2572 build. And I don't think we need to really press any position. But we're going to go ahead and add one of our dudes if he's available. Malik Washington, yeah. There's another guy. Just went off the board. Okay. Zechariah Branch. Not a big fan, but, some guys are taking their shot. And, he could get in the right spot where, they manufacture him some touches. Because I think that's what he's going to need is to get manufactured some touches. And so it could be a team willing to do that. Marshawn Lloyd. We like him. And then we'll take our guy, Shedeur. Going to go with two guys. We don't worry about no stinking ADP right here. I don't never worry about ADP late because we are scrolling the F down. Yeah. We're getting dudes who are very rarely drafted. And so we might add 2 or 3 dudes like this to this build to get very unique. Where we got 3 guys who aren't getting drafted maybe, or at least very rarely drafted. So we got this 3-6-7-2 build. I can see we going 3-6-9-2, 3-7-8-2, something like that. Yep. Okay, so running back, receiver, what does it look like? We can tack on another guy who we don't think gets drafted much. Let's look by the ADP. Scrolling down the board, there's several dudes we like. We'll tack on some of these guys. Aren't getting drafted a whole lot because we are bargain hunting today here on GAB Sports. Drafting in these big board, little board contests, we're looking for guys who aren't getting drafted or very rarely getting drafted. We've been tacking some of these guys on already. We got guys like Hollywood. We got guys like Jack Bish. Add to our Raiders stack. Tolbert over there. Tutu. Isn't Tutu over there? Yeah, Tutu is in the house. Hey, man, we can get dudes like this all day long because nobody's paying attention to any of them. So any combination of these dudes, Ollie Gordon, in case there's an H-hand movement, right? Can't rule out H-hand being moved. All within the realm of possibilities. Okay, let's see what a board looks like. All right. Our last 2 picks coming up. We'll go ahead and review our guy Bukowski's team. If anybody else is in this draft, in this stream, and you want to review, go ahead and let me know. Okay, so Claiborne or Najee, Hollywood Brown on the Eagles. Going to go ahead and add him. Case of a A.J. Brown trade. And Claiborne or Jordan James. How many rookie running backs we got? 1. Going to go ahead and add Claiborne. Damon Claiborne, speedster, running back in this rookie class. So we finished up with the 3-7-8-2 build out of the 12 hole. Kind of like this team. But again, liking teams doesn't matter right now. It's early. We're like, 7 months, 6.5 months away from the NFL season. Lots of things can shake out. So
I like all my teams. I don't care what it looks like. They all have a shot at this point. So I don't fall in love with them teams. But I do like this build, though. It's all about the build, the strategy, and the execution. So we like this build. All right, let's see how it's ending up here. The last round, let's see what it looks like. Claiborne, Ingram, DeMarcado. Yeah, I've been seeing some DeMarcados, especially from Huhaim's been pulling this guy up a lot. I'm like, okay, he has a shot, I guess, as the receiving back. Jahan Dotson, he was definitely on our minds. Keon Coleman sighting. Is this guy got Josh Allen possibly? That's the only way I would even pull that trigger. Our guy Curly Fry. And it was Star Wars, Alani, Jaylen, right? Bukowski getting Torrey Horton, Flournoy, Adam Randall. Yeah, that guy used to be a receiver, converted receiver, Adam Randall. So it's quite possible he could have maybe a receiving role on some team, right? Be a third down back. Okay, draft has ended. Like I said, anybody in here would like a review, we'll go ahead and check out a few teams right now. We'll start with our guy Bukowski. Let's see. Out of the 4-hole. He came with a 3782. We also got a 3782. All right, we mirrored each other. Got Hurts, Stafford, and Rodgers. Pretty diverse group there. You got a running guy backed by 2 pocket aging passers, but they are on good teams, though, potentially really good teams. Well, we know the Rams are really good, but the Steelers have added, a new coach, obviously, and they got some good pieces. They brought over Rico Dowdle as well as Michael Pittman, and look for them to maybe take a step up if Rodgers is back in the saddle, which all signs are pointing to that. And then we have our running back room of Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Mike Washington, Jonathan Brooks, Dylan Sampson, Ray Davis, and Adam Randall. Nice group of 7. I definitely would have went with 7 as well with this type of a build. I think it's very deep room with lots of potential later in those later picks and some contingency value. Guys like Ray Davis, Dylan Sampson. And I do like this room overall. You got some key contributors early, guys who will be in your lineup most weeks. Chase Brown, Kyron Williams. And then some upside. Yeah, good room there. And your receiving room, 8 receivers. Puka Nacua, Devontae Smith, Carnell Tate, Michael Wilson, and Jawan Jennings, Jalen McMillan, a guy I really like, Torrey Horton, another one of our favorites. He's slipping even 213, yeah. And Ryan Flournoy. Oh, I like this room. Yeah, you got the early rookie, but you didn't go like bananas on rookie slate, which I kind of steer away from too. So I like the ability for this room to get points from a lot of different sources, which is always key. You don't know when those points will be needed, but you got guys who can produce at different times in the season. And I like the depth of this room. You got Sam Laporta, AJ Barner, little thin on the tight end, but if Laporta can anchor it most of the year, that would be perfectly fine. AJ Barner, I'm not too thrilled about him because I know Elijah Royal is returning as well. So I think that could put a little bit of damper on the Barner ceiling here. But, he's a guy who's going to be on the field a lot because he's a good blocker. So it's not a bad pick or not a bad room. But, yeah, strong team, man. Very strong team overall. You got a great shot to advance out of this room. Let's see, are there any other teams other than myself who are in here? I don't think so. Nobody spoke up. So we'll go ahead and just check out my team and then jump into a big board. Yes, let's do that. We will jump into a big board after I look at my team. Okay, my team, we came with the step, right? The step out of the 12 hole. We also got the 3782. And we came with Lamar as our stud quarterback. And we got Brissett, Shedeur, the guy we are just loading up on, Shedeur. One of our value picks as we are bargain hunting here on GAB Sports today. And so he fits the criteria. He's one of our bargain bets that we are making. Getting them late, a starting quarterback who I believe will be starting. Yeah, and I do have some builds with Shedeur and Deshaun Watson together. So sometimes you got to hedge that, and I do that as well. Got Ashton Genty and Cam Scatterable. We're betting on that. Cam Scatterable does not get replaced in the draft. And maybe they bring in a 4th, 5th rounder, which is fine because every team does that anyway. So you got to stay sharp in the NFL so nobody is oblivious or hidden from any kind of competition in the NFL. The cream rises to the top. So if Scatterbo is all that you think you are, you'll rise up, man. If a guy like Jonah Coleman or, I don't know, these later picks, Katron Allen or whoever, if these dudes come over here, you better beat them out. It's on you, because they're going to bring somebody in. You just got to see who it is. Tyler Algier. We also did on the 7-8 turn, we brought in Tyler Algier. Jadarian Price, I think I got a pretty good price on him. One of our favorite guys we like here. Braylon Allen, we're just taking the bet that possibly, if not, he has a minimal role of being in the backup, right? So that's also has some value, just being the first backup to Breece Hall. But we're also betting that possibly Breece Hall could be traded maybe during the draft, right before the draft, something like that. And that would elevate a guy like Braylon Allen. So that was our thinking there. And Marshawn Lloyd and Demon Claiborne are two kind of backs that we just, could potentially find some kind of value this year. Marshawn Lloyd as a backup to Jacobs and Demon Claiborne, landing spot dependent rookie with some speed. All right, so our 8 receivers. We start off with our stud, Zay Flowers. I'm expecting a big step up, Zay Flowers. All he needs to do is increase his touchdowns. If he gets a little bit more touchdowns, because he's already getting the yardage, a few more touchdowns this year from anybody would be great. Zay Flowers, Marvin Harrison, bounce back Harrison, Ricky Pearsall, stay healthy guy, Matthew Golden, potential breakout, Jaden Higgins, year 2 step up, Jerry Jeudy. We had to pair him with our guy, Shedeur, and then Shamir DK, another young guy, and Hollywood Brown. So overall, this room is going to need to, just have those games in unison, right? Some weeks, 2 of these dudes need to do well. The next week, 2 other dudes might do well. That's the kind of how this room is designed. You don't have a lot of guys who are just going to crush game in and game out with this kind of a build, but you're just hoping you get those good alternating games and keep your floor pretty high because we got enough backs as well. And we got a tight end room with Brock Bowers and likely to make our flex. Both guys can make the flex, given weeks. So with these kind of builds, I'm looking to kind of use that strategy where you're not reliant upon any one position to make the flex, but you can make the flex out of the running back spot. You can make the flex out of the wide receiver spot, or you can make the flex even out of the tight end spot at a pretty good rate, not just luckily. Because I'm real high on both of these tight ends, and I think there's plenty of weeks where both these dudes can get 15 plus fantasy points, right, each. So that's how we built this team. And we're going to go ahead and jump over into another draft right away. Yeah, let's do it. This time we're going to jump into a big board. Let's throw in a little background music. Set the ambiance. The mic might kind of crap out for a little bit. As you transition with this music, the mic kind of starts tripping a little bit. But hopefully it won't be too annoying and it clears up soon enough. Set my volume. Okay. Start that process. get the kinks out of the way with the microphone issues. So we're going to keep talking as we jump into a big board over here on Underdog, right? Where today's theme is bargain hunting. So we won't hesitate to get 2-3 guys on one roster, 18th, 19th, 20th round, guys who are rarely drafted. That's the theme today. We're looking for bargains. And the guys we're taking have roles, right? We're not just reaching to be reaching, or we're taking a flyer on a guy who has some talent, like maybe a rookie who people aren't drafting. There's a lot of rookies who are being underdrafted late in these contests as well. Going to take a quick little break, munch on a little granola bar, and also jump into this contest. I'll give you a countdown. All right, 1 second. Okay, let's check it out. The big board. We're going to jump in a big board. Anybody who wants to join, feel free. Yep. Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, good luck in the big board. Yeah, we are jumping into that right now. Maybe competing with another stream, which would be fine. Hopefully I do jump into one of theirs. But we also will not be mad if it's a softer field with a lot of non-badges, right? So we're going to jump in this big board. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter the big board. 4 more to start. Coming at you on this daily show. Well, midday show. Another stream from GAB Sports. It's your boy YUUNGMOOLAHH over in these best ball streets over here on Underdog. And today's theme, looking for the values. We're going bargain shopping. And we're taking a cue from our guys, the Badge Brothers, scrolling the fuck down in these drafts. That's how we do it. Charles Woodson was the man. Yes, he was. Too bad he couldn't win a championship for us, but he did get a championship, so I was happy for him. Yeah, he's in Vegas a lot. Yeah, he's got some businesses out there, and so he's back with the team in some capacities, like an ambassador kind of like. So, yep, Charles Woodson was the guy. He helped the Green Bay Packers get that one title for Rodgers, too. Remember that Super Bowl? He broke his leg in the Super Bowl. Yeah, made a great defensive play, but got hurt in the process. I think he broke up the play or something on a deep bomb to the dude who was kind of open. He just came in and knocked it out of the way or something. And next thing you know, he came up limping. I was like, oh, man, what's happening? And I think he broke his leg on that play and didn't return to the game in the Super Bowl. Kind of sucked, but the team still went on to win. Charles Woodson, one of my favorite players of all time. And yeah, so we jump into a big board. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, let me check. We might have started already. I'm sitting there gabbing. And we still have 4 to go in the big board. Let's see what this pick looks like in my slow. I'm on the clock in a slow. And it is in the 7th round. Or 6th round, late 6th. Oh, I got a 0 RB going on in this build. Let me look at here. Do we got Chase? We got Chase. Should we go Burrow? Yeah, he won't get back to us. These guys will not let you get a quarterback in the 7th of Burrow's caliber. So while we have Chase here, we think. Okay. Oh, I also got a Dunze. Chase or Burrow or Caleb. Let's see what it's looking like. How many quarterbacks are available? 1, 2, 3 that can reasonably go right here. None of these guys have a quarterback. Yeah, we're going with Burrow. I don't have many Burrow shares, so we're going to add a Joe Burrow to the resume, to the portfolio. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Maybe we tack on a guy like Yoshi Voss. Do I have a tight end? Oh, yeah, we can tack on Jasicki late. We'll do that. Let's see what happened in our draft. Big board is ready to start. Yeah, we're starting. The big board is starting. Wow, I got another late pick. They don't want to give me an early pick for anything on these streams, right? We got an 11th, coming out of the 11th hole. Let's see who's in here. Hoopla Man. Whatever. Hoopla Man. Sacrilegious. Coming in the 1 hole. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and we're on the opposite sides of the board. Sacrilegious and I don't like being next to guys like that because sometimes you're going to be thinking the same. So they'll kind of get some of the guys you were thinking about. You're going to get some of the guys they was thinking about. So stay on that side of the board. Sacrilegious with the leg up guys, right? Legendary upside. So it's one of those things where I know a lot about this guy. He might not know a lot about me. But since he's on that side of the board, doesn't really matter. Guy foosball next to us. Okay. Do we go with another Genty share? I think I want to get Hampton. I'm really high on this Chargers offense. Going to mix it up. Get us some Hampton. Genty's already gone. And we'll take what is left for us. Hampton Love, Hampton Achan. We're going to go with Achan because we don't have many Achan shares and that Miami Dolphins team is in shambles. But they got this playmaker here and they're not listening to offers, it says, for Achan. So this is an opportunity to increase my Achan shares when I'm late in the draft and people are kind of passing on them because I look at this thing with Waddle getting traded as a boon to Achan, actually, because they're going to have to force feed him even more like dump offs and things like that. So screen passes, he might even jump into the slot a little bit. So he could be even more utilized in the past, which is already at a high rate. So Achan could be one of those guys that gets heavily used. And the Dolphins, yeah, they might not be good, but we'll see how it works out with Achan. And he could also be traded mid-season, right? Who knows, right? They may be getting to a situation where they're like 1-7 or something, and they're like, hey, man, we look like crap. What can we get for Achan? They get a first rounder or something to some team that is competing, and they may need a boost. And so these kinds of things can happen where he ends up in a favorable spot all of a sudden, right? Achan. Money in the thing. Our guy who hames back in the house. Charles Woodson. Yes. And money in the thing with the boom. All right. Did you get in here, man? Are you in this draft? So we're in a big board right now. And I don't recognize many of these names, but sometimes the usernames are a little different. Our guy's sacrilegious. Go ahead and he got London at 24. What were people doing? Oh, they took Pickens, and let's see what happened. So I don't know, nothing out of the ordinary really, other than Pickens. But people were just passing on London. So he's got a Bijan London combo. I don't see many of those. So when you're giving these guys who really know what they're doing these kinds of opportunities, they're not going to bypass them. So London falls in his lap and gets a rare combo. I mean, it ain't, or nobody has it, but not a lot of people got a Bijan London. There won't be a million of them. There will only be a few. So I would have taken that too, obviously. If it falls into your lap right there, just take it. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Will we get both of them? Oh, no. The other A-Chan went number 3. Yeah, this name thing, man, a lot of people are going and losing their mind. I'm of the point, if a man, especially a man, if a man tells you what his name is, you believe him, right? So if the man tells you his name is A-Chan and you think it's Etienne, you call him A-Chan because he told you his name is A-Chan. That's how I am, because names, you don't know how it means to people. And so people could talk about him all behind his back and stuff, but a man is going to tell you what his name is. So when you address the man in person, that's why I like Tetaroa McMillan, because his mama came out and said, hey, man, don't call my son Tet. His name is Tetaroa. Or he said, you can call me T-Mac. Don't call me Tet. He'll tell you. Some people, they take a name literally. And so if the man tells you his name is A-Chan, just call him A-Chan. Right? You might think it's wrong. So what? He don't. He thinks his name is A-Chan. So that's what he wants to be called by. You call him by what he wants to be called by. That's just my 2 cents. But the only thing I was mad at is that he didn't correct the people from the beginning. He said he went to college and they couldn't say his name proper, so he let him get away. No, correct him right then. I don't care if you can't say it properly. Say it properly. A-Chan. It's easy to say. Don't call me Etienne if that's not how I pronounce my name. So my 2 cents. He should have addressed it earlier, but since he has addressed it, call the man by his name. Because if you saw him face to face, you would call him by his name. Right? A-Chan. So that's my 2 cents. Enough on that. Let's go ahead and continue down this path. We got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Hampton, A-Chan, and Tetaroa McMillan and Devonta Smith. Pretty much a different combo than what we have, which is all about what we're trying to seek now. We get these different combinations. And so we can go a different multitude of ways here. We got our 2 anchor backs. And so we're not tied to drafting any more backs, although we can get robust with this one. If certain people fall, we will get jiggy with it and do the robust build if we need to. But there's not many backs that I like in the 4th, 5th round. I'm thinking this is more where the dead zone is, right? To me, the guys after a Javante, the Travion Hendersons, the RJ Harveys, the Judkins, the Scatterballs, the Swifts. This is kind of where the dead zone is. And we can agree or disagree, but it goes all the way up to me up until about the 8th round. 4th through the 8th round. And I think it's not as dangerous to delve into the dead zone. I think I'm going to come up with a theme for my next video. Has the dead zone reawakened? Because I think there's plenty of good backs in this dead zone that you can utilize. Whereas the dead zone before was perilous, man. You had to tread through there and be like, hey, man, there might be one dude in here that could deliver. There's quite a few dudes through this dead zone that can boost your team, carry your team, right? Let's see what we got coming to us. All right. Oh, man, some of these guys are going off the board, which is great for us because we don't want them. And we might end up with a jewel. We might look at all that yellow coming through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 straight wide receivers from the late third to the late fourth. Man, wow, I'm glad I was at the front of that train because we don't like to be at the end of a run like that. Yeah, there was one guy I was willing to add, and that'd be this guy, Swift. Yeah, we're going to get Swift, one running back who I would have taken here, and that'd be Swift. Tooting shares. People are chasing up the board. I got too much of them already. I don't need to chase them any higher in these 50s. So we got Swift. Oh, gave us a receiver that we love right here. Yeah, we love this guy. Do we want him or do we want to go Jaylen Daniels? I think I'm going to go Jaylen Daniels. Yep. Excuse me. Jaylen Daniels, quarterback. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Whoever took the scary T, you thought you might get a bargain, but not today. I wasn't going to get back to that side like he did in the last draft. We're going with Jaylen Daniels, one of our top targets. Stacked or unstacked, we can get a late player of our choosing to go ahead and run with them if we want. But now we're going to attack some of these other spots in our roster. And I think there will come a time where probably post-draft contests where all these quarterbacks' values and prices should change. And because there's only 18 roster spots, right? To me, that signals that some of these guys will go higher. If I'm going to try to guess at which way it's going to move. Some of these guys like a Daniels, a Burrow, possibly even a Hurts, Caleb. I think their ADP should shift even a little higher. But then there should be some sort of break, though, where some of these guys go higher and some of these guys should go lower to give a little bit of a break. Well, right now, everybody's all bunched together. There's like a run of quarterbacks all in the same area because people want to get their 3, right? But 18 draft slots as opposed to 20 draft slots, and not everybody's going to be looking to get 3 quarterbacks, right? So that will kind of break up the ADP differences of these quarterbacks, I believe. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. Who knows? Although, that ain't going to matter. You're still going to just have people doing more 2 builds than they are now. So, late, you won't get as many dudes drafted either, right? That's where you'll see a little bit of disparity as well. Late in the draft, some of these guys will fall a little later. The Bryce Youngs, the Mendozas, the Cam Ward, they should fall a little bit in price. They should. Because people aren't going to be so anxious to get that 3rd, sometimes 4th quarterback as they are right now with the 20 roster spots. Okay, so we got a 1-3-2 build. What is our tight end looking like? Tight end looking like we got Kraft. We'll wait. Wide receiver, we got Pearsall, Jacoby. We don't have a lot of Jacoby. And we're pulling this guy up. We're going to take Jacoby. Good offense. Don't have a lot of them. There's a lot of dudes there, I know, but hey, man, injuries happen. And you just want to get exposure sometimes to these good teams. So Jacoby's on a good team. So we'll go ahead and take that one. Get our first tight end here. Tucker Kraft. Looks like his rehab is going smoothly. Extension talks underway. They're trying to extend this guy already. Tucker Kraft was off to a smashing start last year before he got injured. Yeah, so I think Tucker Kraft can easily come back and be one of the top 4 tight ends in fantasy this year. He was pretty much at the top of the pile when he got hurt. He was like 1 or 2 when he got hurt. And so with the departure of a guy like Romeo Doubs, he could emerge as that reliable target that a guy like Jordan Love is kind of just keying in on in the key moments. His go-to guy, so to speak, could very well be. Tucker Craft. Yeah. So we like him and all the Packers. All right. What you got, Who Hames? Pepper Tony found a video of him saying if the A-Chan way after the combine with Steve Smith saying something that got lost in the Matrix. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, why did he take so long to address it? But, you know, some kind of young guys, they just don't stand up for themselves. I always teach my son, hey, man, stand up for yourself. You got to be the first advocate for yourself or else nobody else will. But, yeah, our guy, Who Hames, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Most of you may already be, but if you're not, give this guy a subscribe because he's one of the grinders out here really doing his thing. We're all trying to blow up. So I support each and every one of you. I think I'm subscribed to pretty much everybody out here. And if not, if they do a stream and I'm like, hey, I'm not subscribed to this guy, I go sign up with them. Right? So we got to support one another. This is a very tight-knit community of guys who draft and love, have a passion for this. And this is the only way it's going to grow is if we band together and they get this thing out here and have it explode where we can get bigger and bigger contests, more and more prize money. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so we got a 1-3-3-1 build. We're starting off kind of similar to our last balanced build, but then we ended up with like a 7-8, which I'm not mad at having 15, sometimes 16 players in the running back wide receiver. I think that gives you a potential edge over other team builds where you got a lot of different darts, a lot of different avenues to getting there. Michael Pittman has sat in our queue this whole time, so we're going to go ahead and add him. He was there for a reason. The new Pittsburgh addition could become that valuable target over the middle of a guy like Rodgers who loves to just rely on certain profiles. And this is the kind of profile, the Alan Lazard type, the Jordy Nelson type, the Greg Jennings type, the guy who's just over the middle, can make the tough catches. Jadarian Price is our guy. J.K. Dobbins, going to mix it up. Got so much Jadarian Price. I'm going to add a Dobbins share. Yeah. Let's go with J.K. Dobbins. He's been our guy for 3 years running. Continue to love our J.K. Dobbins. He's one of those guys that is just so undervalued. I think he's a guy who is a tremendous runner, just pure runner. This is one of the best around. I just wish he didn't have all these injuries, because this guy would be a superstar right now if he didn't get hurt. I remember him coming out of Ohio State. I was like, man, this guy's going to be a stud. They got him in the second round. Got hurt first year, I think. And it was really a shame because he's pretty much hurt every year. But those games he's not hurt, he's still ripping off 5.2, 5.3 yards per carry. Dobbins is getting run the ball, man. He's got great instincts. I mean, that's what it's about. When you talk about guys like Barry Sanders, you know, the greatest, they got instincts, and you can have them trapped in a foam, they'll escape. You won't even touch them. And so Dobbins is not that electric, but he has the instincts to know how to jump cut into the holes, can just make those subtle moves to make you not hit him square on, and he can break the tackle. Those type of instincts aren't easily attainable, right? So guys like that, I always appreciate, and the Denver Broncos appreciate him. They just gave him a pretty nice bag. So that tells me he's the starter. The bag they gave him coming into this year versus R.J. Harvey, he's starting J.K. Dobbins. So we definitely are increasing our bags of him right now. And now is the time that we want to go. Jennings, I don't never put that guy in my queue. What happened? I was not picking him. I don't believe in Jennings. I'm out here in Niner country. Jennings took a lot of the heat for the failure of the Niners. He just can't get open. He's not a guy who really makes a difference to me. And so outside of the 49ers system, I don't think he'll have much value because Shanahan is one of those guys that schemes guys open pretty well. So on his own, he's not that talented of a player in my eyes. So have no interest in Jennings. So by ADP, I would never draft him there. And by falling rank, he definitely shouldn't be in my rankings anywhere anyway. But yeah, I don't take him. Not a believer. Hasn't even signed yet, which is indicative of how the market feels about him. He's probably asking for a little too much money for what he brings to the table. So not a buyer on Jennings. Okay, that's not who we wanted. We wanted this guy. Just hope he doesn't get replaced right out the gate. But we do want to share of Rachaad White. And I think our backfield is pretty set. We don't need any more guys. Yeah, we're rolling with this. Our 5-player group there, we're done. Done on running back. We're going to hit up the wide receiver and the quarterback room. Let's see what this look like. Do we want to go with Cam Ward? Nope, we're going to wait. We'll take a receiver. This guy or Diggs or McMillan. Hopefully we got it in. Nope. We wanted McMillan. That's okay. We'll go ahead and roll with Higgins as a potential guy who breaks out. And Diggs is going to fall, looks like. He's always falling. Yep, so let's see what we can get in the next round. How about this guy? If Ayuk continues to fall, we'll go ahead and nab him too. Debo. Don't know if I want any Debo shares. Tyreek Hill, I can't find myself clicking on Tyreek. I got 0. I just keep flashing back. I'm going to put this guy on my queue, although he's been crippled a little bit by that trade of Waddle. But Pat Bryant, at this price, 170, still has some value. Oft injured. Small frame. Waddle can still hit the sideline from time to time. All right. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you all coming in here. Again, take the time, if you like, to go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to our channel. Nice and blunt. What's up, buddy boy? Solid price on Rachaad. Yeah, I like that one. And, he's a pass catching back. Stacked with my guy. Yeah, we like that one. Stacked with our boy, Jaylen Daniels. Quid pro quo. Best ball has consumed my days last year, especially after discovering content like yours. Thanks, my man. Appreciate that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We appreciate any guys coming through. Our guy, YUUNGMOOLAHH, coming in to support YUUNGMOOLAHH, man. Nice and blunt. We had a great time on your show last night, man. We had some great banter back and forth and some good takes, built some strong teams. Diggs, man, we got a faller. Yeah, we'll take a falling Diggs at this price. 155, because once he signs, people are going to run him back up the board, right? He's just going to run back up the board. We're going to go ahead and pull up a guy we think who can break out. Especially, he's got some contingent value too, right? He's got some contingent value because we want to do something on our next pick. So we're going to take Isaac Tesla. coming from the Detroit Lions. We think he has a lot of touchdown equity for sure, but I think he's going to have an expanded role here. I really do. He'll see the field a lot more. They will go a lot less 12 personnel, I believe, and Khalif Raymond is not even there, so this guy will be on the field, man. So all we need now is to get a little bigger piece of that pie, and I think he's a guy who can, shave off a little here from Amon Ra, shave off a little here from Laporta, shave off a little here from JMO, and that'll give him a nice little slice, man. Maybe 17%, 16% target share. Hey, those add up in certain games, right? And then you get an injury here, maybe there. Tesla. I look for Tesla to take a leap up this year. Yeah, he won't necessarily break out truly like, 1,200 yards or nothing like that unless there's an injury. But I can easily see a guy like this, catching about 50 balls, right? For about 750, 680, right? Something like that with 7 touchdowns. What if he gets 7, 8 touchdowns? Those will make your lineup, man. Those kind of dudes. And then if he's at the end of the season, they might have some injuries. You never know. This guy could be like one of the featured dudes at the end of the season. Because I'm banking on talent. I'm banking on offenses. And Tesla is in a spot where he can do that. So I like the way this receiver room is building up. We got some guys with some size. We got Tesla, Higgins, Pittman, Jacoby, Tetaroa. Size means red zone. Size means red zone. Red zone means touchdowns. That's what matters over here on Underdog. You're not getting any bonuses. We're not getting 100-yard bonuses. We're not getting a PPR bonus. You got to get in the paint, man. You got to put it in the end zone. So give me the touchdown makers, right? Give me the dudes who can put it in the box. Yeah. Hulk, smash, potato. Hey, man, tell them, put it in the box. Get us into the end zone, man. Get us on the scoreboard. That's Tesla, man. Yeah. That's how we do it. We drafting for touchdowns, man. We're not drafting for 75 yards and 6 catches. That ain't going to give us nothing but 13. Give me 5 catches for 60 and a touchdown. That gets us on the scoreboard. That gets us in the mix to advance. Yeah, we want touchdowns. I need a tight end. Is he available? Oh, he just went. I wanted a Conquo too, and he just got picked. That's all right. We're going to go with this guy. Njoku, who's yet to sign, but we believe he will sign shortly. So we're going to add a Conquo to this room. Let's see, what is our quarterback looking like? Quarterback. Do we got any Atlanta love? Nope. We'll wait on quarterback. We're going to go risk it biscuit on quarterback. We're not going to worry. Let's go ahead and add our guy Ridley, who's coming back to Tennessee, allegedly. We'll see if that holds. They might go ahead and move on from this guy still. Don't bank on it for sure that he's coming back. So it's possible, though, that he comes back. Okay. Tight end. We can go late tight end with some guys we like. We'll add some of these guys to our queue. And let's see, quarterback. We can go risky quarterback. I don't mind adding guys like Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, KC, and who else? So we got 4 more picks. Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones, smack the knife. Yep. And we're going to be looking for some value late out of some of our bargain hunting. We're going shopping. We're clipping the coupons. And for all you guys who are maybe a little older, you might remember this. The blue light special on aisle 9. Remember the blue light special? When you go into Kmart, they turn on that the blue light at Kmart. And you go to those specials. Did anybody shop at Kmart? Am I the only one that shopped at Kmart? Yeah, we weren't rich growing up. We had to shop at Kmart. And so that was the blue light special on Kmart. You get the discount stuff. Sometimes it was stuff that probably was returned. We didn't know or care. Go get those goods. You get you some pants. You get you a shirt for like $2.99 or something. The blue light special, Kmart. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're looking for bargains. Bargain hunting. Here late in these drafts on the big board. Malik Washington. Tonjes? Nah. Well, what's his name will be out for a while. So we're loading up our queue with some targets. Guys who aren't really getting drafted. We're going to do it like this. This is how we do it. Yeah. Screw Aaron Rodgers. We're going Cleveland Browns. Yeah. We're going to go Jaylen Daniels and our Cleveland Browns in our quarterback room just like that. Because, yeah, we buy undervalued dudes. Tack on this guy later. Tight end. Frya Mothis. We got 3 tight ends. Might tack on a 4th. I don't have a problem. 4-3. That'll be 7 out of our onesies positions. That gives us 13. Okay. So that means we'd be done at receiver. Don't know if I want to be done at receiver. So we may only go with 2 quarterbacks. It's possible. Possible we go 2 quarterbacks. Because we don't have a Cleveland target. We may want to add one. Or not. Or not. Isaiah Bond is usually our guy. Or we go rookie. Tez. Brazel. I'm not keen on these Tennessee wide receivers, man. I had so much Dante Thornton last year. He didn't do shit. Yeah, this guy didn't do nothing. So I was like, man, we've been tricked again. Jalen Hyatts of the world. The Dante Thorntons. Who else they had coming out of Tennessee that tricked us? They always trick us. The backs even trick us. What's the backs that came out of there? Dylan Sampson and what's the Miami dude? Didn't do nothing. I guess a gimmicky offense. See, when you're playing a gimmicky offense, they don't know how to run routes when they get to the NFL. So Brazel got 0 shares. 0. Not going to trick me again. These Tennessee skill position dudes don't know how to run routes. Nope. I'm not falling for the okie doke. You fool me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Because I am not falling for the okie doke again. All right. I might have to do it. Dosage. We might have to add dosage. We're going to go Deshaun. Give us a backup in case our guy Shedeur gets pulled. And we're going to do it. We're adding the 4th tight end to the room. Yeah. 4th tight end to this room. Dosage is going to absorb some of those targets. the target vacuum. We're walking it like we talk it. We're searching for bargains on players who aren't drafted. The guys like the Dulciches, the guys like the Deshaun Watsons, the guys like the Shedeurs. Well, Shedeur's getting drafted, but not all the time. And so we are going to go ahead and end this session on this note. Get out here, bargain hunt, because right now you're looking for any kind of edges. And some of the edges you'll get are that you'll be rostering some guys who just aren't, rostered that often. So that's our theme today. Diggs falling that late is disrespectful. Yeah, I know it is. Let's check. Last night was fun. Yep, that Bowers team is lit. Yep, it's very lit. Yep. Our guy, Mike Robb, supermarket sweep, had the red light special. Yeah, red light special, blue light special, they all kind of same, right? Where you get this alert in the store and you got to go down the aisles. Got a popcorn popper for $5. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Thanks for joining us here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and review this team. So if you want to stick around, review this teams. And then we're going to go ahead and sign out after that and probably come back tomorrow. I'll set up another stream for tomorrow. Don't know what time it will be. But yeah, let's look at this team here. As we head on out, if anybody wants us to look at our team, I'm going to also look at Sacrilegious's team too. So, in fact, let's look at his team first. I want to check out Sacrilegious's team out of the one hole, see how he ended it up. So, Sacrilegious out of the one hole, he has Drake May, Daniel Jones, Fernando Mendoza. All right. Solid, but solid if unspectacular, but it's solid room. Bijan Robinson. Oh, he went with the 3-4, 9-4. Like the build, like the uniqueness. Bijan, Josh Jacobs, Scatterbo, Jaylen Warren. Feels confident in those four guys, getting him to the playoffs. Drake London, big faller, 5 spots. 5 spots in the first 2 rounds is a lot bigger than 5 spots later. So that's a unique combo that he'll probably have. Pretty unique. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Separated the two, right? Because they're no longer together. So you got individual value. And I like that pairing. And now you got Jaden Reed, Josh Downs, Khalil Shakir, Elijah Surratt, Jacoby Lane, and Chris Brazzell. Hunter Henry, Dalton Schultz, Kate Otten, Colby Parkinson. Solid team, yet unspectacular, but solid. So I'll give it a pretty good chance to get out of this pod. Mike Evans is going to have to crush. Godwin bounce back. So I can see the road there. He's got a strong few options at the running back. The first 2 picks, solid guys. Scatterbo, we'll see what happens in the draft, but he can end up in a favorable spot still. And the tight end room, kind of guys who are average, so he's going to need to ping pong those good games, right? Hunter Henry, Schultz, Kate Otten, Parkinson. They'll need to ping pong some games, keep his floor up. But overall, solid. You wouldn't expect anything different. Sacrilegious, very solid. All right, so looking at our build here, out of the 11 hole, we got 3-5, 8-4. Yeah, I went with 3 and 4 and then onesie spots, which takes a little bit off of the running back receivers, but I knew my running back room was strong, so I didn't have to do much. So we got Jaden Daniels, Shedeur, and Watson. So basically we got 2 quarterbacks. We locked up the Cleveland, hopefully, right? I don't think they can have the capital to draft anybody to come in and start right now. So we got Jaden Daniels and the Cleveland quarterback, whoever that might be. Omarion Hampton heading our backfield with Devin Achane. So we got the double anchor superhero. And then we got Swift in the 5th And we added a guy we love, Dobbins and Rashad White. So that's why we just settled on the 5 there. They can get us there. If they can't, wasn't meant to be. They don't need any more help. That group. And then we got 8 wide receivers. Again, a pretty deep group of talented and tall targets because we're seeking touchdowns from this group. We got Tetero McMillan, Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers, Michael Pittman, Jaden Higgins, Stephon Diggs, Isaac Tesla, and Calvin Ridley. We got red zone bandits, all of them. And so we're expecting to get some touchdowns. So that'll keep our floor high, even if they only get 5 for 60 and a touch. That gets into your lineup with ease. That's a good 15.5 fantasy points. So we're looking for some games like that to keep our floor high. And then we got a 4-build tight end room of Kraft and Joku Frymouth, and we tacked on Dosage because we are looking for guys who can spike at any given moment. That's why we added the 4th, because a guy like Dosage, he might not be making your lineup that much, but with the vacuum that they have in Miami, he's one of our late targets that nobody's drafting right now. That is Greg Dosage. So we like Tucker Kraft, who could get off to a slow start, potentially, right? If he's a little dinged up, maybe start off on the pup list. Who knows? And Joku yet to sign. Frymouth, we're seeing what they're doing over there. I think they're thinning out that Pittsburgh room, so we like that pick at that price. So we're really happy with that tight end room. Overall, a build that I can see getting there with obviously Jaden Daniels staying healthy and carrying us most of the season. And every blue moon, Shedeur or Watson, whoever's starting, make our lineup maybe twice all year. It is all we're going to need. Just make it at the right time. But other than that, pretty solid build. And we're going to go ahead and continue to build in this fashion here at GAB Sports. Thank you for joining us. We're going to head on out. Appreciate you coming by, stopping through, and feel free to go ahead and like the video, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, follow us at GAB4Young. That's GAB, the number 4, YUUNG on all social platforms. Thank you once again. We're going to sign out here. Peace. All right.
Oh, we rise, we rise, we rise. Oh, we climb, we climb, we climb. Oh, this time, son, we go. Victory on our mind. God work, push, go. God work, push, go. Let's see how I start this shift. We in this game, serving a strategic purpose. Went from underground, now I've reached the surface. When we claim the chip, it ain't a fluke, you know we work for this. New breed, superhero, a hybrid dragon, plus Michael Jordan breathing fire into this game. In the air, I'm steady floating, destined for this role. Since my birth years, golden best ballin' for life. It's moolah on a mission. Tommy hot takes analysis, on point delivered with precision. Setting moves to this game, invoking martial law. Going all out, we won't stop. Win, lose, or draw. Oh, we rise, we rise, we rise. Oh, we climb, we climb, we climb. This time, Zion, we go. Victory on our mind. Joe slow harmony chant. Joe slow harmony chant. Joe slow harmony chant. Victory on our mind. Try some low harmony chant. Work, push, go. Giant work, push, go. Let's see how I start this. What we in this game, serving a strategic purpose. Went from underground, now I've reached the surface. When we claim the chip, it ain't a fluke, you know we work for this. New breed, superhero, a hybrid dragon, plus Michael Jordan breathing fire into this game. In the air, I'm steady floating, destined for this role. Since my birth year is golden.